This year, Jeannie and I decided to dive headfirst into crochet design. The lack of exciting crochet patterns has had us threatening to do this for years, and this year we decided it was time. Don't get me wrong, you can find some really cool crochet patterns online. The yarn companies will throw in a few every now and then with an emphasis on the word a few. But when compared to the overwhelming volume of exciting and modern knitting patterns, crochet still falls very short. This spring, we launched our first collection, the Town and Country collection, with 7 designs featuring Rowan yarns. While I've crocheted as long as I have knit, knitting is more my jam, and I have been designing and writing knitting patterns for a very, very long time. In fact, pattern design is how we got our start. We were an indie pattern design company before, well, indie was even a thing, and before we expanded into the retail yarn market. I bring to the table the depth of knowledge I have acquired over the years from knitwear design, including technique and garment construction. I then apply this foundational knowledge to each crochet design. I think Jeannie was born with the crochet hook in her hand. Her extensive experience working with crochet patterns helped keep me from going off the rails. Reinventing crochet wasn't in the plan, and I have a tendency to want to make crochet even better. Our spring collection offers something for all experience levels, and we have worked hard to present the pattern with clarity and great detail with the goal of taking the confusion out of crochet. Crochet by nature is very explanatory. Working with just one loop on your hook, the instructions must explain where in the fabric to work, and this often results in very wordy and unclear instruction. I've visually laid out our patterns so that the instruction is clear and easy to follow without getting lost in all of the explanatory words. Additionally, we include all sorts of photos and illustrations for additional clarity, making all of these designs very, very doable. Panorama is a fun crocheted shawl appropriate for all experience levels. New crocheters can make this shawl. Worked with 3 strands of fine lace held together, the colors are marled together into shifting bands of color. The diagonal edges are accented with bold tasseled fringe. Embrace is a classic wrap cardigan worked with summer light DK and kid silk haze held together. This essential wardrobe piece can be worn year-round. Have you been looking for an easy first Tunisian pattern? Tunice is a tank that makes for a great layering piece, or it can be worn alone. It is worked with creative linen. Crochet can create a great meshy fabric. Tangle is worked with cotton glacé, which has the perfect weight and sheen for this design. Our inspiration was a super cropped high neck pullover with a long bell sleeve, although we thought it looked great in a longer length with a cap sleeve too. We finished off the neck with a self-button detail. Vine features an open floral pattern on the upper yoke and is finished off with a front back loop single crochet bodice. The floral yoke is probably the most difficult of the stitch patterns used in our collection. If you tried to make this from the simple written instruction, you'd probably give up. We have presented this with extensive detail and lots of photos that turn this super challenging stitch pattern into something that you can do. Maybe not for the brand new crocheter, but if you even have a bit of experience, our instructions will guide you through. We get so many compliments on this chevron dress. We took a basic chevron stitch pattern, blew it up big, and let the chevron form the shape. It was a bit tricky from the design perspective, but it translated into a super easy to make dress. The colorful stripes are an added bonus. And no crochet collection is complete without something created from squares. While not exactly granny squares, these floral medallions are so bright and colorful. I love projects like this because you create a bunch of little squares, then join them together with simple chain stitches. Normally pieces like this wind up looking like you're wearing a big box, but we have a bit of sneaky shaping thrown in throughout to make for a modern piece that can be worn either as a dress or a tunic. We've done all the work and planning for you with exact instructions on joining the pieces together along with color layouts for each size. We have a fall-winter collection in the works, but you guys have kept us so busy we're running terribly behind, but we do have a sneak peek for you today. These pieces just returned from our photographer, And we wanted to kind of show you. We don't have the patterns yet. We're going to get really busy on finishing the pattern grading and size grading and pattern writing in the new first part of the year. So January is our target date to get these to you. First we have, we show everything in 2 color stories. And this is a brush fleece coat, and it has a little detail at the waist. Self buttons, you know how much we love those. And then we topped the coat off with this big wool cowl. And we love the stitch pattern in this. If you didn't know any better, you'd swear we knitted it with brioche stitch. It has this similar, very similar look. Unless you get up close, you can't tell the difference, and it's extremely squishy. And we like the brush fleece for the coat because it keeps it from being so heavy. So you can have a big, warm, settled, cuddly coat without feeling, you know, weighted down. I'm wearing one of the other pieces. This is a, you know, kind of a boxy jacket made with Mordal. We have it in the 2 colors here. We like to explore different stitch patterns in our designing. Not that we make them difficult, but there are so many other stitches out there than just single crochet, half double, and double, and so forth, that really give you some great fabric and kind of keep people guessing whether or not you crocheted. On the dress form is obviously something that's not finished. Jeannie's waiting on me for further instruction. This is going to be a cropped striped cardigan out of alpaca classic. We just got to get some trim on the front and around the neck and a few finishing details, and we'll have those ready. And there's even more, but they aren't far enough along to really show you just yet. Watch for these patterns in the new year. Hopefully our designs can tempt even die-hard knitters into picking up a hook. If you too are from a knitting mindset, I think you will like our take on crochet, especially when it comes to garment construction and pattern instructions. The collection is available in this beautiful print booklet or as individual downloads. We'll put the link in today's blog post. We have a very cool prize package today for one very lucky hooker or hooker wannabe. Coconuts accessories aren't just for knitting. Their colored and split ring stitch markers are a must-have for any crocheters. Coconuts claw clips are perfect when assembling squares and other pieces. I just love these and think you will too. In addition, you will get a print copy of our Town and Country collection, along with our Martha Stewart inspired I Learned to Crochet in Prison t-shirt. Just leave a comment on today's blog post. What size shirt would you like to win? I love my shirt. It never hurts to keep people guessing. So just leave your size. We have small, medium, large, and extra large, and you have until 8 a.m. tomorrow.